Sports fans, step right up. It's podcast night, and we have a brand spanking new edition of On the Money podcast coming to you live from the On the Money Sports Lounge. It's free agency frenzy. We talked about it for weeks on end. It's finally here. We have the changes, we have the situations, we have trades that may or may not have happened as everything became official at 4 p.m. today. NFL still top dog with no football actually being played on the field.
Still
Crazy.
drama.
Crazy.
Still got
it's
drama.
Still running X. It's still running all the social networks. It's still running my TV as I had the NFL Network on upstairs and downstairs today because it was a beautiful day. So, I set up shop upstairs. I got my new fantasy baseball magazine in the mail. I got my notebooks all spread out, trying to just keep up with all the new information, trades, signings, rumor and innuendo.
Minus 1,100.
What?
Was Team USA last night.
Oh, man, did they blow it, bro.
Italy was plus 1,100. Money line.
Italy money line would have been straight up.
Money line. Plus
before 11, the game started?
Yes.
And Italy's undefeated. They're up right now in Mexico, 2-0. In the do or die matchup right now between them and Mexico.
$100 would have been what? $1,100?
I didn't realize the odds were like that. That's crazy, bro. I didn't look. I didn't bother to look at the WBC.
Was talking about that this afternoon on his show.
That's money, bro.
Screaming, saying, "Yeah, thanks a lot, guys."
Wow.
Like he goes, Italy's not supposed to be better than us at baseball. Food, okay.
Well, they
soccer,
were last
okay.
Night.
He goes, well, baseball.
They were last night, and apparently America's manager, messed up the calculations. He got the numbers all wrong. Thought that USA had already qualified and that they were just, playing for.
They can't lose anymore.
For the spirit, which when you look at the lineup he set for yesterday, you could tell, like he truly just didn't know or didn't take it serious enough.
Who is the manager?
Costas, the guy with the glasses that's always on MLB Network.
Okay.
That he's always like he's like a weekly guest appearance.
Bob Costas?
Not
Costas. I was about to
the one with
say.
the glasses. The one with the glasses. I can't think of his name right now. But he came out and said that he thought clearly somebody needs to explain the rules of the World Baseball Classic to him. But it goes as follows for tonight. Italy wins straight up. USA makes it. If Mexico were to win tonight, Mark DeRosa. Thank you, Chris. Mark DeRosa is his name.
Not even to mention that Canada beat Puerto Rico.
Canada took the top seed in that pool. Puerto Rico still advances. Puerto Rico's only loss was Canada. So Puerto Rico and Canada advanced from that pool. And now tonight, if Mexico were to win, the only way USA survives is if Mexico wins by 5 runs because of the amount of runs that they've been putting up compared to USA. So it's Italy flat out or Mexico over 5 runs.
Well, let's take a look at the scores. Italy is beating Mexico 3-0 top of the 5th. The Dominican Republic is beating Venezuela 2-0 middle of the 1st. And Canada beat Cuba today. And
it feels so good to have baseball
back in my life. Canada.
I think are they undefeated now?
Where's Shawn Michaels in the Canadian flag when you need him?
The first time in World Baseball Classic history that Canada has advanced to the quarterfinals round. So history being made, along with everything going on in free agency, along with what's taken the backseat to the backseat, the NBA, which is going on.
It's NFL free agency, World Baseball Classic, and then the NBA.
NBA is right there with NHL at this point, competing for that 3rd spot as far as the level of interest people have in the product, which is crazy. World Baseball Classic is live, though, man. Right now they're playing in Houston, and then the Venezuela DR game, I'm not sure where that's happening at. Italy up 3-0, top of the 5th. 3-0? Oh, boy. It's looking like that would take if the score stays how it is.
Then USA's good.
USA is good. Mexico will be eliminated, having lost to USA the other night, and now to Italy unless they are able to rally back. And look at Nola out there pitching a gem right now for whatever amount they get paid for. I don't know. DR playing in Miami. Okay,
good.
Soto hit a bomb. Love to see it. Home run bets are live again, ladies and gentlemen. Oh,
the
how I missed you.
espresso machine got them geeked in the dugout.
They are geeked, bro, and they're that lineup is like smacking shit. Like John Birdie just hit a solo shot earlier before you ended up stopping by the house. John Birdie, at the top of the lineup for the Italian team. Solo shot to take it up to 2-0. Vinny Pasquantino hit a solo shot. Like,
yeah,
shit is getting. Oh, right now they have the bases loaded with 2 outs. So Italy is putting it on Mexico and potentially eliminating them from the World Baseball Classic here tonight live. As we have so much to go over, man. I don't even know where to begin, to be honest with you.
There's too much going on.
The implications on real teams. Magoo just checked into the building. Chris been checked into the building. There's the implication on our dynasty teams, as the dynasty chats have been live with all the rumor mill. The rumors are dying out. It's just reality. It's what we have. It's what we're dealing with. The movement, player movement, opportunities opening up. You know, Kenneth Walker to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Diana Rossini with some more reporting. As part of the proposed trade for Max Crosby, the trade that never was, the Ravens were also prepared to sign to a revised contract that would have paid him near the top of the pass rusher market. Had that deal gone through, it would have been made also signing Trey Hendrickson very difficult. But I thought the plan was for both. Ain't that what he said today on his...
We didn't get there yet. But as you know, the Ravens, they backed out of the big deal for Max Crosby. We had speculation as far as where he was going to go. A lot of names that we threw out there before, we could now potentially throw back out into the conversation. Besides Baltimore, who missed out on this. They get their first picks back and are looking at Hendrickson, 4 years, $112 million, who they signed this morning after having pulled back from the original trade they made with the Raiders for 2 first-round picks, 2026, 2027. Not a good look for Baltimore coming off of the firing of John Harbaugh, where you want to come out of the gate and look like you know what you're doing. For something like this to happen post-Harbaugh firing, it kind of just makes everything that has happened to this point in Baltimore look a little bit silly, because you just lost Tyler Hindenbaum. You got to figure out this extension deal with Lamar Jackson, which is a conversation that we don't even need to have yet, but it's coming. It's coming. They have done nothing as far as bringing in another wide receiver, which is something we didn't talk about. So you lose Isaiah Likely.
DeAndre Hopkins' contract didn't get renewed.
Yeah, you're not even bringing back the veterans.
Option on Zay Flowers, right?
Yeah, Flowers got the.
He's going to get paid about. He's going to be owed $28 million in his 5th year. What is this? Is he going into his 5th year?
This would be his 5th year coming up, I believe.
He's about to make $28 million against the cap. Matter of fact, I wonder if over the cap, and then not to mention, Lamar Jackson's contract never got redone. It never got a new extension. Instead, they restructured it, lowering his cap $40 million and booting the rest to next year.
Kicking the can.
So from a $74 million cap hit this year, it goes down to like 30-something. But what about next year? That's what I'm going to look up right now to see if over the cap's already like
What's the cap hit on Hendrickson's contract? Make sure before we get too deep into the conversation, make sure we're posted everywhere. Definitely got to post in the Sick Picks forum. Mike D, shout out to you, my friend. Where is it at? Sick Picks forum. We're live. Hell, I'll post it in the nostalgia page too. This is a weekly episodic series. Why not? You know, the only
get the right to run it.
This is everything
and through it all.
Nostalgic multiverse is strictly for nostalgic purposes, but tonight is podcast
over
night.
The cap.
We have a lot to talk about. So
over the cap's updated it. It is officially updated. So Lamar Jackson will now count against $34.5 million on the cap. That's what his number is, $34.5 million.
Surge. Salary cap doomsday. What's going on, Chris?
His cap hit for next season, you ready? You ready?
Let's hear it.
$84.4 million is his cap hit for next season. Lamar Jackson's cap hit next season is 84.4.
What up?
His cap number is at $42 million for 2028.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
But to get to that 42,
they gotta eat the original.
They're gonna have to give him a new extension. He has to get an extension next year, bro.
Bro, have they botched all this completely? Like, what
Listen,
happened?
they traded 2 first-round picks. They thought they got Max Crosby. Their guy looks at the physical, doesn't like what he sees. They pull the rug from under.
What is it that you saw? To like what it had to have been.
The guy who did his surgery said that he's on the course to being ready. They're saying that it's going to be chronic arthritis and he's not going to be the guy. Like, that's their medical staff. And you know what? Maybe if that medical staff has their opinion, they're professionals. That's what they said. At the end of the day, though, it doesn't look like that to us, the average fan. It looks like to us that you had buyer's remorse. You lose Tyler Lindenball. You lose Isaiah Likely. You lose the guy to New England, right? A corner or something. The defensive tackle, I think.
They did. I forgot what his name was, but they did lose. New England did pick him up.
They lost players left and right. And
oh shit, yeah, there's an even darker story about him potentially taking fentanyl before the Ravens physical.
I don't believe that.
That was circulating though.
That's going to be the Ravens trying to get that out there to try to make themselves look good. Which, if that's
today's
true,
press didn't make them. They didn't.
It made DaCosta look like a fool.
Did you believe it?
I didn't believe
and left him out.
Like Diana Rossini just said, if they were going to revise his contract, make him highest paid, how are you going to get both of them under the same team?
Owner said, "You got this interview. I got
Biscotti nowhere to be found.
I got 18 holes out in Florida. You got this. I don't need to be out there."
They botched the Lamar Jackson.
This guy was ham and egging it up.
Listen, guys,
when they fired Harbaugh,
I don't think this team wins more than 8 games next year.
Ravens 8-9.
The way they're constructed right now, how can you feel good about them?
They botched too many things.
And as much as we love Derrick Henry on this podcast,
free agency just started.
He's going to be 32 next year.
Free agency just started, and they botched so many things.
And they didn't tender Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah, he's gone. It's Justice Hill behind Derrick Henry. So it's basically just Derrick Henry.
And Derrick Henry's going to be 32. How much more do you think he can keep going?
Like 2 years, maybe. Love to hear it. Surge is all about.
You already seen it last year. For example, he had a great game in Pittsburgh the first half of the game. Second half, they shut him down. But the first half of the game, we saw 2 runs. I, as a fan, saw him break 2 runs.
Oh, he's bashing their heads.
That a year and a half ago, he'd have scored.
He takes to the house. Yeah. I mean, we've seen that in Baltimore. He's had bursts in Baltimore where it's like he gets the ball and Prime Henry would have taken it to the house, but now
he's not. So you're not getting that now. So there's nothing explosive after him. They haven't fixed the wide receiver position. So now I guess with them keeping pick 14, they got no choice but maybe to try to move up because I don't think the 3 wide receivers that everybody's looking at are going to be there at 14.
Offense has regressed.
Are they going to pick Love?
They're not in a place. They're not in a place in the draft right now where they could get a Tate or a Lennon.
And listen, let's be clear too. Everybody's going crazy about the Trey Hendrickson. Like Baltimore fans are saying, Trey Hendrickson is 31 years old, coming off of hip and core muscle surgery.
And what's his physical going to look like?
Apparently, they felt good about that.
They have to do this though because of what happened with Crosby. Like whatever it is.
Well, who's to say he's going to be effective?
I think he'll be effective.
Do you think you're getting Trey Hendrickson from the Bengals?
I think he'll be a good player. I think the Raiders' defense will be better than the Ravens' defense, though. The Raiders' defense still has Crosby technically. They went out and they got Nakobe Dean, okay? They got Quay Walker, all right? They got Kwity Paye. They got Kwity Paye, which is a signing that I forgot about.
And they told all their free agents yesterday night, we are honoring those deals. We have the cap space, which they do. Those deals were regardless of the Crosby thing. Those were separate from the Crosby deal. Crosby was the big move they wanted to make. They still have all that cap space still. They still got, even after all that, I think they got like $40 million left in cap space. The team that Max Crosby's coming back to is better than the one he left defense, 2 weeks ago.
They're going to be a top 10 defense, I think, bro. I think that it's clear that in my winners and losers category, I'm putting the Raiders as free agency winners. When I look at the Tyler Lindenbaum signing that they secured,
signing I thought they were going to do that they didn't do because he re-signed with Seattle. I really thought Shaheed was going to follow Kubiak down there.
Oh, Shaheed would have been a nice one.
I really did, but
instead they go with Jalen Naylor.
Naylor's getting
paid.
Naylor is getting $30 million for 30 years. I think it's like 35
30
million.
years.
35, I'm sorry.
30-year contract, the Bret Hart deal.
He's getting 3 years, about 35 million a year. He produced in Minnesota in the limited capacity that he had. I think he is a player ascending, and I think he's a good player to have. He's a good route runner. He's got some speed. He's got good hands. He catches a lot of touchdowns. We saw that last year. So that's a good move. You know, they got Thornton from last year that they still have. And they got the other guy.
Trey Tucker?
Trey Tucker, yeah.
There?
So you got both of them. You got that. You got the two tight ends and Michael Meyer and Bowers.
Bowers is the wide receiver one still, as of right now.
They're going to move
Like,
Powers Jackson to guard. So now you got a nice inside tandem with Lindenbaum and Powers guard. Like, the line's going to be better. Yeah. I'm not saying the Raiders are winning 10, 8, 9 games, but they're going to win about 6 or 7. 7 might be their ceiling, but they're going to be in games a lot better. Like,
one less game than the Ravens. Imagine that.
I don't think – listen, the Ravens' defense was bad last year. And they lost secondary pieces. Like, I don't think Trey Hendrickson is – if this was 5 years ago, I'd be like, yo, great move, Baltimore. But at 31, I don't think he can be the 15-sack guy.
I think it's a good move. I don't think it's a great move. And I think the bad things they did cancels out the one good thing about
like Lock Canfora was going ape shit on Baltimore today. Like, normally it's the Orioles catch the ire of his fandom. But today the Ravens caught the ire of his fandom, and he was going about how unethical, how immoral, how much of a joke the Costa is
now
in the
teams
front office.
are going to approach you differently now when it comes to negotiations.
You know, you won't clear Crosby, but you'll clear a guy that's 31 who can't really stop the run, who hasn't been big on pass rushing for the last couple years, and you just sunk $100-some million in him. He goes, then you botched Jackson. He goes, basically, Jackson's got all the leverage now because instead of giving him a new deal.
All the leverage. Now he could say what I was saying he was going to say. Give me more or I'm out.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to fix my contract.
I need more.
Here's the thing about NFL front offices. Players can easily say, I'm not renegotiating my deal.
And if they botched the Crosby deal, imagine the Lamar Jackson deal.
Imagine he goes like this next season. Like, at the end of the season, I either want an extension or release me. I'm not restructuring. Oh, Lamar, nope, I'm not restructuring. I want a new deal.
Yeah,
because guess what? You can't manipulate that 84 then. You need his cooperation. That's why Lock Canfora was going crazy today on Twitter. He goes, you basically gave him all the power next year for negotiations.
Yeah.
He goes, this front office is a joke right now. He goes, ever since Ozzie Smith retired, this team has been ran like crap.
DaCosta said he was gutted. Italian.
The macchiatos are flowing right now.
6-0 with the Caglion. Let me check what's going on. I hope it was Cags. If Cags hit a home run, we might be going to Long John Silver's. Let me check. Vinny P cashed in.
I remember as a kid, you thought Long John Silver's was a shit. Then when you got older, you're like, oh, this shit sucks.
What was I thinking? I was excited for this.
Yeah.
Let me check here. I mean, anyways, GM looked absolutely disheveled in front of the microphone today since the last time that we saw them ham and egging, talking about how Harbaugh was going to get fired. After all those deals,
the Raiders still got $37 million.
How Harbaugh was going to get fired regardless of the outcome of the Steelers game and yada, yada, yada. And we'll hire Tomlin if they hire Harbaugh. He couldn't even show his face on camera after the embarrassment that unfolded last night with these guys going back on a deal worth 2 first rounds and a top defensive player in this league. And now you become the joke of the day, the water cooler talk to the other organizations in the NFL who are wheeling and dealing, the other organizations who were involved in Max Crosby negotiations and who are going to approach you differently with a little bit less respect when it comes to negotiations because they just saw what you did. The one thing the Ravens could not afford to lose after losing Harbaugh was losing credibility. And last night into today, the Baltimore Ravens organization, the front office, they lost credibility because this is some fugazi shit that they just tried to pull. Whatever the story was, where you actually got this guy's in the facility. He's there with his family, getting ready to embrace the culture, the flock, whatever you call yourselves. Meanwhile, you're negotiating a deal with Hendrickson. Trying to avoid getting him into certain offices because that's
this is not the first time that the Baltimore Ravens have pulled out of deals before because of failed physicals.
Desperate move after the Crosby embarrassment could also qualify the Hendrickson signing. That's a good way to put it, because when I saw the signing, I was like, they had to do this shit right here. Like this could be an overcompensation on their end where it's like, we got to leave here with something because everybody is clowning us after last night. We cannot miss out on Crosby how we did and risk Hendrickson signing somewhere else in the AFC, becoming a Buffalo Bill who we just saw them lock in Chubb, or a Kansas City Chief. The Lord knows they're looking for help on that side of the football, even though they're a little bit more financially strapped. Hell, Raiders mess around and pay Hendrickson and add him to what they got going on with that defense, centered with Nakobe Dean now. Dogs, nothing but dogs. And you're bringing Mendoza into that situation. I like it for Genty. I like it for Bowers.
Yeah, this guy's talking. Somebody just posted this on Twitter about the whole thing. Ravens fans really believe DeCosta's trying to sign both. Come on, man.
that part where it was tough, man. Tough for them to go out there today and get in front of a camera and have to explain what just happened. Not even 24 hours removed from, arguably the trade of free agency was that deal. That was the centerpiece of free agency, was the fact that Crosby to the Ravens. That was massive for them. That was massive. This move is on a smaller scale as far as Hendrickson goes. I'd rather have Crosby over Hendrickson all day. Now the Raiders still have Crosby, along with all the other acquisitions that they made and the adjustments that they made on the offensive side. And if I'm the Raiders, like, hell, a name that I just saw right now, go after A.J. Brown, bro.
gets traded for 2 picks from a team. Then Eagles use those 2 for Crosby from the Raiders. No one's given the Eagles 2 first-round picks for.
Doesn't look like that's happening. It doesn't even look like teams are willing to give a first and a second. And the Romeo Doubs signing by New England was very telling. I'm thinking to myself, okay, you sign Doubs and you still go after A.J. Brown, but maybe they sign Doubs because in case they don't get A.J. Brown, they still have Doubs. They still have a young nucleus of talent. And Drake May still can spread the ball around to multiple outlets outside of Romeo. Maybe Romeo's a better fit for that young group that they have.
They're getting killed, bro.
Maybe A.J. Brown to the Patriots wouldn't be the best thing for like the other young receivers that are on that squad. Maybe Romeo's
I like Romeo
fit.
Doubs, and I think Romeo Doubs is going to play a big role in that offense.
He's getting paid big money for it.
He can play, he's got some speed. He can play, he runs great routes. They can use, Booty to continue to be the deep threat.
Yeah.
And Dobbs eats everything underneath. You still got Hunter Henry who can still ball.
Forgot about Kayshawn. This makes Kayshawn more dangerous.
And don't they got Demario Davis still?
Demario Douglas.
Did
Douglas resign? Or is Douglas somewhere else?
There's still other players that are going to be had. Like Brandon Ayuk still hasn't been officially released yet.
It's coming, though. Talking about a mess.
Kyler Murray wasn't officially released yet, right?
Yeah, he was released.
He was officially? Okay.
Yeah. Him, Kirk Cousins, your boy, or your potential boy.
Oh,
Kirk Cousins was released. Kyler was released, and the Vikings are officially linked to Kyler Murray. So that's looking like it's going to be.
If he goes there, JJ McCarthy, the JJ era is officially over.
I mean, it's the same as Tua.
There's no way JJ's going to beat him in a quarterback competition.
Same with Tua in Atlanta.
Tua's going to beat out.
Penix is not going to beat Tua. Tua's going to beat out Penix, and Penix isn't going to be.
And I already looked at it with Alexi. He's going to play at least out of his 17 games. Atlanta's going to play at least 12 of them in good weather.
He might not have to worry about the cold all
So
season.
he might not have to worry about the cold for like -4 games. I think the Steelers, the Patriots, the Packers. No, the Steelers, Panthers, Packers, and I forget what the other team was.
And we've taken our shots at Tua, but like, let's face it, he could win. He could win the South.
Atlanta got 9 home games, so that's 9 games right there in a dome. They got a dome game against Minnesota, that's 10. They got a dome game in New Orleans, that's 11. They play Miami and they play Tampa. So that's warm weather right there, I believe, 12, 13. You're looking at, Pittsburgh. You're looking at Carolina, the road game for Carolina, and you're looking at
if they're playing them in September or October, forget about it.
Yeah, it won't matter.
Forget about it.
So the dude doesn't got to worry about playing out there like that.
Thing.
That's why, Jared Goff, when Jared Goff has those really good seasons, mainly because the majority of his games are indoors.
His contract actually got restructured today. So Lions could be trying to do something. The fact that they're working on his deal.
Probably try to get some defensive players in there. I know maybe they're going to go take a run at Max Crosby.
Hey, that would be nice.
And
that would
pair
be nice
him up on the other side with Aiden Hutchinson.
That would be a nice. I didn't even think about that one. Dallas. You talked about
maybe
Dallas
and
what
back
Dallas
in the
decides
mix.
to do if they decide.
Dallas was only willing to offer a first and a second. The only team that offered the 2 1s was Baltimore. Because Baltimore probably looked at it, all right, we're going to give it the 14th this year, but we'll probably be good with him, so maybe we're picking in the 20s. So is that bad of a thing to trade off? Well, now
they'd have to go back into their transactions and look at what their second best deal was on the table, which is potentially Dallas's deal and what they were going to offer for him.
Or do they just say, the hell with it, we're keeping him?
Or that, because like, bro, you keep him on that defense, they're like, they can make some shit happen, bro. They could be a surprise.
They were an average defense last year. They were middle of the pack.
And they were okay.
It's just their quarterback was terrible.
And Crosby,
Gino had a terrible year.
You remember the Ravens
20 plus
remember the Ravens Raiders game? Crosby was all over Lamar Jackson, like giving him fits. And now you have Nakobe Dean at the center of that defense, and Quay Walker and Kwity Paye. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, these guys are like winners. I know it's the Raiders, and I know that you can't play the game on paper, but like, this is what we talk about. This is what we do. They sit there, they give out these grades, they do these mocks. We've already known Mendoza associated with the Raiders.
Okay, so the Bears offered 2 firsts too. The Bears could be an interesting spot too.
And they're losing defensive players left and right. Kevin Byard just signed with the Patriots today. Tremont Edmonds is with the Giants.
Yeah.
They lost a few pieces. Who did they end up bringing in?
Safety. I think Brisker hasn't re-signed.
Who did they bring in? Kobe Bryant from Seattle.
Yeah.
Was that a Bears move? So they brought him into the fold. Jettison DJ Moore, but we already know what the offense is going to be.
The Bills
defense though
for DJ Moore.
Mm.
Kudos.
Oh man.
Kudos to the Bears for fleecing the Bills in a 2nd-round pick, bro.
Bills got fleeced.
They damn well did, bro.
The Bills got fleeced.
He hasn't had a 1,000-yard season in 3 years.
He's got like 2 more seasons.
He hasn't had a 1,000-yard season in 2 years.
Yeah. He was getting blamed for, what went down at the end of last year, which I don't think that's totally fair.
Bro.
But
how stupid could the Bills be? The Bears weren't keeping DJ Moore, bro. The Bears weren't keeping him. They knew they had Odunze. They knew they had Luther. They were probably going to draft another kid.
I don't think they were keeping him. I can agree with you on that. But they got the most out of him.
They outbidded themselves.
Yeah.
The Bills outbid themselves.
Overplayed their hands. Showing how desperate you are.
Yeah.
Getting the phone number.
Look at this. Michael Pittman had a 1,000-yard season 2 years ago. And the 800 yards last year, and the Steelers got him for a 6th-round pick.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Bills are trading a 2nd-round pick for DJ Moore, who's only top 7-something in the last 2 years. I'm telling you, bro, Bills got fleeced.
He's then the best wide receiver
the Bills just paid Bradley Chubb, like $40-something million for he has not been good the last couple of years since that ACL.
It's like giving Von Miller the money they gave him.
Yes, remember how bad that deal was?
They love paying older defensive pieces for no reason. I like the Jets' first move. That was surprised with Dolphin. Minka Fitzpatrick for a second.
Minka Fitzpatrick only had one interception last season. Do you realize
they had to get something for him?
Listen.
Yeah.
He would have still led the Jets in interceptions.
Oh, God.
The Jets went a whole season without a pick.
Chris, how you feeling about Geno Smith going back to the Jets?
I'm coming home.
Reunited, and it feels
so good.
I know Geno just walked in there with his backpack over his shoulder, looked around, and was like, wow, this is it. After this, I'm probably going to hang it up because it's just, ugh.
Trying to see if any of these.
Miami's been busy. Miami's been a very busy football team. Getting Fitzpatrick out of there, bringing in Malik Willis, the Tyreek Hill situation, Bradley Chubb no longer there.
I like him more than Murray, but wanted Cousins. So he wanted Kirky.
Well, Kirk might end up being with this guy out in Pittsburgh, depending on what happens with the Aaron Rodgers situation. It's gross, actually, completely disgusting. But this rules out Carson Wentz potentially going to the Jets because that was a conversation that they were having. You got Geno Smith. The Jets' big plan for the year is to absolutely stink and put themselves in the running next year for Mr. Manning. The Manning sweepstakes begins, led by the Jets in the art of tanking, without saying they're tanking, losing a lot of football games with Geno Smith at the helm, however many games he plays. Not very exciting if you have Breece Hall, who's imprisoned by the tag. I guess if you're a Garrett Wilson guy, this is cool because it's just like, he's going to get the deep ball to Wilson. They're going to have no choice but to throw the football because they're going to be down in every single game. But this is the story of the New York Football Jets, and their radio was completely melting when the news first broke. I feel like at this point today, they got a little bit more comfortable with the reality that Geno Smith is our starting quarterback, and we just have to accept it. There's only so much yelling you can do before you completely exhaust yourself, and I think that's where the Jets fan base is at this point. They're just exhausted with the whole thing, ready to get the 2026 season over with already, just for Archie Manning to come out and be like, well,
ugh, gross.
I might not declare for the draft after all.
Oh, man.
I might not go into the draft 2027.
The Raiders are eyeing Kirk Cousins to mentor top draft pick Mendoza. Well, at least he can't lie and be like, nobody told me this.
Mendoza doesn't need the Raiders don't even have to move up to get Mendoza.
No,
Mendoza
they got him.
Will fall.
He's number one.
Well, yeah.
The Raiders have the first pick. We know what they're doing.
Yeah. They have another pick though, right?
No. It was supposed to be the Baltimore pick.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't see. Damn, it's been quiet since the initial first day of free legal tampering.
Well, a lot of the information coming into today, we've been hearing about since Monday. Monday, a lot of it was like breaking news. And you had a couple of leaks Sunday night into Monday about potentially what could happen. Today, you had moves like the Jaguars signing Chris Rodriguez to a 2-year deal.
What did they trade for him, or did they just sign him?
They signed him, 2-year deal, $12 million. The Commanders never tendered him.
The Giants to trade for BTJ, and I'll be extremely happy with this all season.
Giants
are going to have to fork up a second-round pick.
Giants being interested.
I think the Jaguars realize they're not going to get a first. But I also think the Giants should get a second-round pick for him at least. Yes, he did not have a good sophomore season. Yes, he fell down the depth chart because Parker Washington ascended. Not to mention the other guy ascended too. Who was the other guy that we were talking about?
Parker Washington and Jacoby Myers. Brenton Strange is another mouth to feed out there. Jags have to at least try to get a second.
Because the Steelers were barking up that tree. The Steelers were barking up that tree. They were barking up the Jalen Waddle tree, and they were barking up the BTJ tree.
But once y'all saw that you could get for a 6th rounder, Michael Pittman,
who's good enough, like he's going to come in and play good. It's not like you're getting a bump. Listen, if Michael Pittman gives me 80 catches and 900 yards, guess what? That's a win.
It helps. I still need to know who's throwing the ball out there.
Wide receiver number 2 only had 400 yards last year. So, yeah.
I still need to know who's going to throw the football out there.
Come on, stop. You know who is.
Is it going to be Rodgers or is it going to be Kirk Cousins?
Aaron Rodgers, though.
Or Will Howard? Are they going to give Will Howard a shot? Are you going to see what the kid has? See what the kid has.
It fits your narrative too. Like if he stinks and you lose, well, you're going to pick in the top 10. You can finally get one of those guys that are coming out next year.
He's the only way you're going to get that pick you want.
Or does he surprise you all and he turns into like a star? You know, like it can be one or two things. He could turn into a star, or he's what we think he is, a 6th round guy, backup who could come in, play 2 games, and that's it. I just don't. I mean, could Aaron Rodgers be effective with these new people? I think so, but I don't think it's effective enough. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be more competent because now, like, you can't double or triple DK. So you got to respect the 2 of them.
For a lot of Steelers fans, though, it probably feels like the same old shit.
Yeah, it is.
It's just the same old shit. Steelers receivers.
The offense is going to be better.
Themselves like Mr. Perfect. I mean, they don't have a quarterback.
Teams are going to have to acknowledge Michael Pittman at least. Nobody had to acknowledge Calvin Austin. Nobody acknowledged MVS. Nobody acknowledged Adam Thielen. You're going to have to acknowledge Pittman, which maybe in the grand scheme of things, I'm using the phrase, it opens up the game for Dowdle and Jalen Warren.
Maybe, but outside of Dowdle, there's not much that I want from that offense as far as a fantasy perspective. You know?
Jalen Warren. You know who's going to be a big beneficiary this year, Mike McCarthy? Pat Freiermuth.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think the craze for Darnell Washington is going to fade, and you're going to get back the guy who should have been tight end 1 from the rip.
I think that NFC South and AFC North.
I think it's going to be, Chris, I think it's going to be a clean 50-50 with the 2 of them.
I could see it 50-50.
I think both.
Which is going to be frustrating.
It will be, but for a team perspective, you got 2 guys who are power, and they're just going to hit holes, and it's going to wear defense down.
From a fantasy perspective, you might as well just try to go get them both. If you're going to go after one, you might as well just go get both.
If one gets hurt,
don't try to go trade.
I've already been reading the tea leaves that Caleb Johnson could be getting traded.
Ooh, interesting. So he's not dead after all. He's got a that gives Caleb Johnson a pulse, ladies and gentlemen, is if they get him the hell out of there. Because at this point in time, there's no room for Caleb Johnson.
That maybe they try to trade him. I mean, they try to trade Johnson for like a 5th or a 6th. That way they can, and they'll just go pick up like a scat back.
Trade him where? Trade him to Dallas, maybe?
I don't know.
Caleb to Dallas?
Listen.
Sit there with Javonte and kind of just wait and see if potentially he gets a little opportunity out there, get some burn.
I don't think he's a bad player, man. I just think he caught the raw in the deal because he didn't catch that kickoff.
Not a bad player, but the situation is getting worse for him as we speak.
Yeah.
There's less.
I thought when they let Gainwell walk, I was like, okay, so that means Johnson's getting elevated with Warren. And then I hear the news about Dowdle. But, I don't mind the Dowdle contract. Bro, $12 million for 2 years, it was a cheaper deal than Gainwell.
Yeah.
But I do like the Gainwell move to Tampa.
I love that move. for Gainwell, I love it for Tampa. I love it for Baker. I think that is a great move for them.
Bucky gets hurt a lot, bro. Let's just call it as much as we like Bucky. In the 2 years he's been in the league, he gets hurt a lot.
Not just that, but Kenneth Gainwell does all the things that the Bucs want to be able to do with their running backs.
Catching out of the backfield. He can run in between the tackles.
I didn't see it before, but when they signed him, I was like, he is perfect for that offense, The skill set and everything, that is like a perfect landing spot for a guy who deserves the opportunity. He's going to get it. He's going to get the burn. Get ready to like get those PPR points. Easy dump
Well,
off from
Move's
Baker
going to
Mayfield.
get love because 4 different teams hit the Steelers up for him, and all 4 of them were told no, straight out. They didn't even entertain the conversation because they told him he's going to be featured in the offense. It all comes down to Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith showed favoritism to Jonnu Smith because that was his boy since his Tennessee days.
Chris has had a Muth since Kingpin started.
I think this year you're going to be rewarded for that, Chris.
I got a few players like that. The Holds. I got Roma Dunze, Chase Brown.
I held on to him in tight end friendly.
Going into year 3 with some of these guys.
So I hope it works out too for me because I got him in DOA, tight end friendly.
Tight end premium.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to have at least 2.
But yeah, Tampa Bay's offense is going to be solid, bro.
Like Buka coming out now with no Mike Evans there. This is it, you know.
I don't think he's going to be the 2.
What do you mean?
I think wide receiver 1's Godwin. I think wide receiver 2 is Jaleel McMillan.
But you don't think Buka's going to be the 1?
I think Buka's going to be 3.
And Buka behind McMillan?
So let's fall back to last season when they got Evans back.
You're
when
done
they
with
had
Buka?
Godwin. I already traded him.
But I'm saying, like, you're completely like.
I don't think he's done, but I think for this season,
he just stays normal.
I think what I saw last year was in the month of December when they had McMillan healthy, when they had Evans healthy, when they had Godwin healthy. The lineup out there most of the time was Evans, Godwin, McMillan.
This is true.
And every time Baker was looking for somebody, he was looking for McMillan. And that's no slouch to Puka because at the end of the day, if we rewind to the 2024 season, Jaleel McMillan in the second half of the season was an ascending player. Like down the stretch for Tampa, he was balling the hell out.
He's going to get some looks.
Balling out. The only reason why he missed so much time was that freak neck injury in the preseason. So maybe Puka, when the year's over, is wide receiver 1, but I think they're going to start with God. They're paying Godwin a lot of money, so you know Godwin's getting out there. But I got this feeling that McMillan, man.
I think Ibuka's going to eat. I think Ibuka becomes wide receiver 1.
I hope so.
McMillan fills the slot position, and I mean, eventually,
trust me,
he ends up being the 2.
I traded him a part of that mega deal.
They locked in K. Dotton.
I traded the stack in the mega deal.
Yeah.
The best deal in Kingpins this offseason thus far.
For you.
It was the mega deal. It was the biggest deal so far.
I made out pretty good this year. It might not be considered the best overall deal, but I made some upgrades on my team. But I like Ibuka, bro. Ibuka gonna go crazy.
Good job turning that 3rd round you gave up for Isaiah Likely into a 2nd round. Matt, you suck.
GMing, dog. You just got a GM, bro.
Matt, did you not realize like dude got him for a 3rd round pick and you upped the ante to a 2nd?
Well, since we're talking about it and we're tying in Dynasty, like how valuable now is the 101 overall pick after seeing everything that went down in free agency?
It's valuable. I don't think it's as valuable now because now it's like, Love could drop out of the top 10 in the real draft.
Is it as valuable as last year's 101?
If he goes to Tennessee, it's valuable.
I don't know. I don't know if we do that now. I really don't. I think we might, but I don't know what we're actually going to do.
I don't think you're doing it 5th overall.
We're 4th.
I don't think you're doing that 4th overall.
So we trade back to what, 8?
I don't think the Saints are picking them.
I think they might, bro.
Because you got Alvin Kamara and you got Travis Etienne.
I think Kamara's done. They could potentially might end up drafting him.
Let his Giants fandom get in his head.
And if they draft Love, that makes the 101 mean even less because
we'll talk about the New York Ravens in a couple minutes. Just give us a couple minutes.
I'm excited for Scanner.
We'll talk about the New York Ravens in a couple seconds.
Well, I got to circle back to them with the whole BTJ thing because I'm going to give my thoughts on that as well. But right now, like, is it like what 75% as valuable as last year when we knew 101 was going to be Ashton Genty?
I'm telling you, I don't think he's going to the Saints. He's not going to the Chiefs.
I'm not going to rule out the Cardinals and the Saints.
He's not going to go to.
It would be just.
Does
like
Baltimore get spicy and pick him?
Oh, I don't like that either.
But that would behoove them not to do that because now they need offensive linemen.
If you're relying on Jeremiah Love this year,
haters. You're the New York Ravens. I'm not hating.
If you're relying on Jeremiah Love this year,
let's finish talking about the Tennessee Giants first. So we got the Tennessee Giants, the New York Ravens.
Listen, I love what we're doing. I love what we're doing so far. Like I am not mad at it at
it's
all.
Crazy
all
that people want to go
wide receiver.
It's crazy that people want to go play with Daboll, but Daboll was the problem in New York.
Maybe New York was the problem. I mean, we got a better OC than they do. I'll take Daboll over Matt Nagy any day of the week, to be honest. But
that was wild.
Before we get to that, before we get to all that, we're talking about the subject of the 101. Now, Jeremiah Love, stock is up if he goes to a spot like Tennessee. That's a no-brainer. If he goes to a spot where they just made a move for a Tyler Algier, where they just made a move to go pay a Travis Etienne, they're talking about potentially Jacksonville being in the mix for him, which after today, I'm not totally sure because I feel like today the move they made was a smart move. They already have Bashal Tutin. They go and they sign Chris Rodriguez to a 2-year deal worth $12 million, and you can do something with that. Not to mention they still have LaQuint Allen.
Bro, they got you picking Love at number 4 USA Today.
I'm telling you, bro.
That's crazy work. To pick a running back at 4th overall?
There's a lot of buzz around it. And a part of me thinks we might. Tell you the
Washington
truth,
at 7.
Alexi thinks Washington is a spot where Love goes, which I think would be a good spot for Love. I don't think Krosky Merritt has earned the job.
Don't rule out the Bengals.
I'll rule them out. They got Chase Brown.
Don't rule out the Bengals.
I'm not ruling out the Bengals. If they go running back with everything that they need right now, they're idiots. Complete idiots.
Dallas isn't a bad one to rule out either, which would suck.
I
don't know, but they
Dallas
did
over Cincinnati.
They did sign this guy to a 3-year contract extension. Or do they do like a whole? Maybe they don't. Maybe that's a good one.
Yeah, it's very up in the air because a lot of the teams that we thought were going to go after Jeremiah Love
at 18,
a lot of the teams that we thought were going to go after Jeremiah Love,
the Panthers at 19,
ended up going after a running back in free agency already.
I mean, at one point they were talking about if he fell to 21, would Pittsburgh take him at 21?
Ugh.
I wouldn't do that now. You got Dowdle and you got.
I'm not excited about a Jeremiah Love that's going to go into a timeshare. That's not exciting.
Dude, Dallas isn't a bad option. If he escapes the top 10, I could look at Dallas at 12. I can look at Vikings at 18, and I can look at Panthers at 19. The Bucks ain't going to pick him. The Ravens ain't going to pick him. The Rams ain't going to pick him. The Jets won't do it. The Lions won't do it during that time span. The Dolphins aren't going to do it. And then after Dallas again, you got Pittsburgh, the Chargers, the Eagles, the Browns, the Bears. I really think, I wouldn't be surprised the Bears traded up to get him.
Maybe he does go to Washington. Bears still don't.
But Washington needs linemen. They got to protect their.
But I mean, look at all the other shit the Bengals need. Look at all these teams have other needs. So to prioritize a running back would be asinine by any of them at this point.
Well, the Bengals just ignored offensive line for years and just kept picking.
I'm just saying, we just saw today the Commanders have the position opening for a running back. Literally, they just got rid of a Chris Rodriguez who was going to get burned out there. Krosky Merritt ain't going to do it by himself. And if they stay put at number 8, I don't see them passing them up.
It's a good move to let Tennessee to pick Love, but at 4, I just don't.
Well, there's Love. There's Carnell Tate, who they have the Giants. A lot of people have the Giants going after Carnell Tate at 5, right after we pick.
Is this just happening? Yes, it is.
Mekhi Lemon.
Commanders have signed Chiefs DN Charles Omenihu for $7 million.
Yeah, speak of the double. Commanders.
Kyler Murray will be visiting the Vikings tomorrow afternoon.
I thought that was supposed to happen today. I thought he was visiting them today.
No, it says it's going to be tomorrow.
Okay.
Cowboys are trading defensive lineman Solomon Thomas to the Tennessee Titans for a 7th-round pick.
Solomon Thomas.
Thomas, 30, has played for Titans head coach Robert Saleh for both the Niners and the Jets.
Boy's recruiting, dog. He is using those connections, bringing in pieces. And a lot of people still think that we go after the kid from Miami, dog, to add him to that front line. You saw they just got John Franklin Myers. They got Johnson from the Jets, which thank you very much, Chris Wolski. One of the best things about the Jets is now a Tennessee Titan and part of our defense. So I thank you very, very much. We got the corner from the New Orleans Saints. We got the other corner. What's his name? Shit. Can't think of his name right now.
So Rodriguez's deal was for 2 years, $10 million, a max value of 12.
Yeah, he can make up the 12.
Was 6.2 fully guaranteed.
What the hell was the other corner that we just signed? Either way, the Titans have spent $269 million this offseason. We've spent more money than anybody else. We had more money than anybody else.
Tennessee Titans center Corey Levin has signed with the Falcons.
Salah and Brian Daboll are using every connection available to them from their past jobs.
I don't blame. That's what you try to do.
What you do.
You're trying
That's
to.
What you do.
You're trying to get your system across, so that they could teach the young guys.
It's the name of the game.
And they're also culture guys. They're guys that are going to continue to install that culture that you want to build. Because now let's transition to the New York Ravens. Harbaugh brought over Ricard, likely, the punter. And didn't he bring somebody else over?
Lineman or something?
Yeah, so you got 4 guys he's bringing over, and they're culture guys too. Harbaugh wants to install his culture, basically saying we're not losers anymore. We're going to have a winning attitude. Everybody's going to work hard. Everybody's going to be here with their hard hats on, their lunch in a pail, getting dirty. No one's going home going home with their fingernails cute still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're here to work now. So this is what I expect. And what he did was he brought those other guys with him to say, I want you to show these guys. So,
which is how you use your connections. You bring in a player that already knows your system, not somebody that you have to break it down and explain
we're
to
not
them
in
from
love.
scratch.
We are not in love with the OC move. But hopefully Harbaugh is going to be smart enough to say, hey, Matt, I don't like this. We're not doing this.
It's more than not being in love. I think it stinks.
Yeah.
I think it sucks for that offense. I'm not excited about it.
Hopefully.
And when we sit here, I'm sorry, but we're on the subject, so I'm not going to hold back punches. We're sitting here talking about how teams should be focused on other things. Should the Giants not be focused on other things besides BTJ? Is that the big move that we're talking about making? For all that, you hold your position, go into the draft, and you draft Carnell Tate and have him play alongside Malik Neighbors on the other side. You just got a pass catcher and Isaiah Likely. You grabbed Kolar, the third-string tight end from the Ravens, who does nothing but block. So you got another offensive lineman. Congratulations. They were in the conversation for Kenneth Walker. They were in the conversation for BTJ. It's cool, all the new changes and all that cool stuff, but let's look at it from both sides of the coin. John Harbaugh lost his job for a reason, right? Does he know what he's doing right now? Because he, again, you were at the presser with your suit and your smiling face and everybody loving you. It's all fun and games. Welcome to New York. Now it's time to get your fingernails dirty. Are you doing that right now? I know for a fact a Giants fan that I know and love personally that said he feels as though at this point in time, and I quote, the Giants have lost more than they've gained. Cordell Flott, by the way, was the cornerback that we got. We got from the Giants. We signed Cordell Flott to a 3-year deal, right corner.
I still think the Giants are going to be a good team.
We could all think whatever.
I think Harbaugh hasn't had the greatest offensive coordinators, but one thing I will say, when his coordinators start to slack off and he doesn't like he isn't afraid to make a change. We've seen it. I've seen it.
We know Matt Nagy's getting fired.
The year they won the Super Bowl, he fired the OC halfway through the year because he didn't like what he saw. So Matt Nagy better have his A game, because Harbaugh will be liable to say, all right, dude, I'm done.
Matt Nagy has 1 year. He's not going to fire him mid-season.
Jackson Dart can't regress under you.
Exactly.
If we come into the first month of the season and we're noticing that Dart's regressing, like that's going to be an issue.
But no matter what, I think he gets at least 1 full year. In the offseason, maybe they let go of him then. But I believe that Nagy's going to get this entire 2026 season. And then we're having the conversation about him getting fired in 2027 offseason.
I can see it.
Due to the regression
but I do think,
from Jackson
I
Dart.
think Baltimore's going to be better. I mean, Baltimore. I think the Giants are going to be a better team this year. I don't know if they're going to be a playoff team, but I could see them winning anywhere. I could see 10 wins as a ceiling.
Well, now we're
because honestly, the East, I don't think is daunting like it was. Because the Eagles lost some players.
The new conversation is about them closing the gap.
How
close are they now
Eagles,
after seeing all this?
The Eagles' offensive line is depleted. You still got the drama of the A.J. Brown situation. The Eagles have lost defensive players.
I would have loved. They're
bringing back a guy that's going to be like 36 years old to be their outside edge rusher.
Screw the Eagles right now. I would have loved for the Giants to have signed a Tyler Lindenbaum, a move like that to solidify the center position. They brought back Evan Neal this year. They just signed him today. The reason I say it like this is because the Giants of the past wouldn't have even entertained these free agents. Just the fact them showing somewhat fighting free agency gives me a little bit of hope. Yeah, there's teams that it's like they don't dabble in free agency. They're too good for it. You know what I mean? So it's always nice to see like when your team is out there and in the conversation for players, even if they're not getting those players, the fact that they're at least doing their due diligence, which is what most teams should be doing, especially when you have needs,
we clown them a lot too, talking about the East. Like I kind of like what the Cowboys have done so far in free agency. They've been working on their defense. They're getting key pieces on that defense. Like their offense isn't an issue. I think we both can agree on that.
Yeah, well, they got Pickens. They got that situation.
So
they don't have to worry about that just yet. Right?
That defense is going to – they're improving their defense. And listen, if they find a way to go back and get Max Crosby, like that may make them the favorites of the division next year.
Similar to Lindenbaum to the Giants, should the Cowboys get Crosby, I'd be like, okay, like where – and that would be awesome for them because you add him into the mix with a winnable East and make
Quentin
it harder
Williams,
for the
they
other
already
teams.
grabbed. You got Quay Walker. They got the guy they got Rashad Gary.
Rashad Gary. Walker is with the Raiders.
Yeah, Gary's a good player.
Yeah, he is.
So they did good things. I feel as though, and the Giants have done some good things. They got culture pieces, and I honestly likely tight end one. I don't care. I told Alex. Alex didn't want to hear it.
We'll see.
Theo drops the ball too much, bro.
He's still going to be there, though.
Theo drops the ball too much.
Don't matter. He's still getting targets.
He's going to.
That's one less target that likely gets because Theo is there and exists.
Theo likely is going to get it. Likely is going to over-target him. Likely is going to over-snap him.
We'll see, man.
Isaiah Likely is a good football player, and Baltimore's going to regret.
It's all about.
Baltimore's going to regret letting him walk and keeping Mark Andrews.
You're still going into a system where Matt Nagy's the one calling the plays, no matter what, no matter how you want to look at it.
The Eagles can't make moves, Chris. They don't got money like that.
Well, the move today was to extend the period where they don't void Dallas Goedert's contract. So there's a chance that Goedert ends up coming back. They got Calcaterra, who's coming back. They seem to be at a standstill.
They
when it
lost
comes to
the Kobe
AJ
Dean.
Brown
They
thing.
lost Reed Blankenship.
They lost Jalen Phillips to the Dolphins.
Jalen Phillips,
which we didn't talk about that.
Those are three big pieces in their defense that contributed.
All pieces of the Vic Fangio defense. Blankenship to the Houston Texans was a big deal. Blankenship was a big one. And
I can't fault Jalen Phillips, bro. Carolina offered him the bag, and it's not like he's
Carolina,
going.
Not Miami, Carolina.
Carolina isn't a bad team. They're a team on the rise, bro.
Yeah, they're going to come up. It's a good place.
And not only did Carolina sign Jalen Phillips, they also picked up Lloyd from Jacksonville, the other linebacker, Devin Lloyd.
Well, Carolina was a good defense last year,
and they're just going to get better.
Like they're going to improve now.
So now they can use their draft picks they can use more offensive picks. That's another team that could sit back and say, "Hey, we're going to go after." I wouldn't be surprised Love ended up there. That would destroy people. That would destroy people that think Chuba's the RB1 again. If they picked up Love.
For now, he is. And I don't think Love falls that far down the board.
Sorry, guys. Power just came back on. I can't hear it. We're in the basement. We're in the lounge.
It's pouring already? Damn. I thought that was supposed to be until it was 78, 79 degrees. And we're talking about a thunderstorm now? I thought that wasn't going to happen until later in the day. That shit did not wait.
It is a thunderstorm. Rain's expected to stop in 22 minutes.
Holy crap.
Hey, guess what? We're live, pal.
Well, it's supposed to happen again tomorrow. Later in the day.
Doesn't matter. We're live, pal.
Fernando Tatis just went yard. Man, I mean,
the Panthers made some good moves. Like the Eagles, listen, I'm just saying, I don't think the Eagles are I don't think for 1 second the Eagles are a shoehorn to win the NFC East for a third consecutive season.
It's looking more like a toss-up between all 4 teams.
Yeah, like
Commanders might be back in it. We don't know. Like,
if Jaden Daniels comes back and plays healthy, doesn't miss time, they're going to be fine.
Unfortunately, you have to tag the if he stays healthy thing to him now. Which sucks. But the reality is, why don't they try to get BTJ out to Washington with his old teammate Jaden Daniels and start cooking? What are you doing out there?
I was reading they were trying that too.
What are you doing out there? You want to really make a power move? That to me would be a power move.
I think Jacksonville is trying to get the reason why.
There it is.
Yep, there it is. Yeah. The reason why Jacksonville's trying to get a first-round pick back for him, they don't have a first-round pick this season.
It's their fault.
Cleveland owns it.
Oh, and can we talk about the Indianapolis Colts? How do we not talk about the Indianapolis Colts and Daniel Jones?
Slapped his balls on the table, called his shot, and got it.
$88 million deal. Hit it out of the park with this moronic organization.
I don't know what they were doing.
Fresh off of them paying a flex, Alec Pierce, $116 million for 4 years. Whatever the number was. I don't know. Doesn't matter because you trump that with a deal like the one you just made after seeing guys like Kwity Paye walk out of the door on the other side of the football for you.
Danny Payday is his new name.
And people sat here and they bashed the Giants incessantly because they said that's one of the worst contracts that you could ever give a guy. Of all people, Daniel Jones this is a conversation that I've been hearing for the last 5 to 6 years about Daniel Jones and the amount of money he makes. And then there's people out there that want to fix their mouth in the same breath and say, great deal by the Colts. How is this a great deal? How is this a great deal when you're paying him that much money off of a 7-1 sample size? And he's coming back. What do you think you're getting for him? You're not getting the $88 million across 2 years. You didn't even spread it out across a couple of years. You didn't even give him a 3. It was 2 years, $88 million. You're idiots, and you still live under the curse that is Andrew Luck. And I am so happy to be in a division with a team as moronic as the Indianapolis Colts, who, without any of us having to do anything to them, have completely just taken themselves out of the mix in the running to win the South.
I don't know, bro.
You want to talk about 8 wins for the Ravens?
The U.S. is now in quarterfinals. They've officially clinched a spot.
Yeah, because Italy's whooping
They're
Mexico.
either going to play Canada or Puerto Rico.
Italy's trashing Mexico, so it's a foregone conclusion. Mexico about to be done.
Seven to 1, bottom of the 7 with 2 outs. They got 2 men on base. The Dominican Republic is beating Venezuela 7-3 in bottom of the 4th. If you're an NFL player that's an average player, you need to hire Daniel Jones' agent. Kudos to Daniel.
Yeah, I posted that. That was crazy, bro. You need them taxes. Bring your tax form to church on Sunday, baby.
I don't want to get too religious on here, but remember what the end. Remember what Book of Revelation says: at the end of time, there will be many false prophets.
Woo!
And what that guy did was crazy. Like,
well, there was that, and there was a video where they had a dude that he locked the doors of the church.
Yeah, you don't do that, bro.
Oh, crazy!
You don't do that. Like,
what a Ponzi scheme.
You just don't do that. That's not godly.
And they got mad at Drewski for making fun of the stuff, but
yeah,
look at these guys.
What are you getting mad about? Like, what they're doing is rude. What they're doing is completely against the word of the Lord. But that's a story for another day, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what goes completely against common sense? Giving Daniel Jones $88 million for 2 years.
I don't understand why the Colts just didn't look at him and say, we're tagging you, and this is it. If you play really good next year, we will give you a contract.
This
extension.
team started out 7-1.
So guess what? If he comes out and plays pathetic, I want to know all those guys who were clapping today on ESPN saying, what a great deal by the Colts.
Why is this a great deal?
I don't want those guys next offseason talking about, oh, they got to get out of this contract. This is crazy. Why would they have done this? When y'all were the ones cheering it on.
I don't understand.
There was no need to give him a contract extension. Daniel Jones had no leverage. None.
Or at least we thought.
You're coming off an Achilles heel tear, bro.
You just drafted a quarterback last year, and Robbie Leonard. You just drafted a quarterback.
Who cares about that?
I'm just saying.
There's no need to give him. You play on the tag or you don't play at all. That's it.
I don't know what he did. I don't know what magic he worked to be able to finagle the amount of money that he got.
And then I'm going to tell you this right now, and me and the GM agreed on this. This time next year, the Colts are going to regret the contract they gave to Alec Pierce. I'm not saying Alec Pierce is not a good football player. I'm not saying that. But you're paying him wide receiver 1 money, bro.
He's not that, bro.
And he's not a wide receiver 1.
He's not that.
He's wide receiver 2.
You're not putting him in your wide receiver 1 slot on fantasy on Sundays. You're putting him in the flex slot, and you're going to live with what he gives you, hoping for a boom week. But sometimes it's literally called boom or bust for a reason. Guys, Alec Pierce and Josh Downs are the same person. Just one is making a lot more money than the other at this point.
If that was the case, you should have kept A.D. Mitchell.
Same
and
person.
Never traded him.
Adonai Mitchell, same person. Same skill set. The difference is Pierce got paid.
I think Adonai's going to be good this season.
But they use him all the same way.
I think Adonai Mitchell, listen, he's going to be one of those waiver wire ads next season that's going to help teams win. I just got to, listen, I saw the kid play in Texas, and he was good, man. Talent just doesn't disappear.
I just love
He was buried on a depth chart with Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce, Josh Downs. Of course he was never going to get his opportunities. Look at the game he had with Tyrod Taylor throwing him the rock. That was a crazy. He contributed down the stretch for them.
Him and Pierce do the same thing, which is my point.
Yeah.
Him and Pierce and Josh Downs all do the same thing. So, like, going crazy over this Alec Pierce deal, I'm seeing it all over TV, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, that's kind of weird. But then they get even weirder.
I think the Patriots should be happy that he turned them down and went back to the Colts because they got a better player to me in Romeo Doubs who can do more for less.
He can do more. He's more gifted across the board as far as what he can bring to the table, what he can do for that offense where you can – I'm not calling him a one-trick pony, but what do we know Alec Pierce for? The deep ball. That's the play.
Yeah.
In fantasy, it's amazing when it hits, and then there's times where you're waiting 4 quarters for the guy to get into the game because he's got 2-3 targets. You know, they sailed over his head, or he was wide open and he just missed them. And to throw into the fact, what if Danny Dimes comes out, like he said, and is total garbage next year? Absolute garbage. That you paid this man this much money.
There was
no backup plan
to give him an extension. You play on the tag.
No backup plan.
And guess what? He's going to play because he's not going to sit out a year. And then next year, you tag him again, or you give him – if he came out next year and gave you 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns, then okay, I can see you because now you got at least 2 years in a row because he was playing good football till he got hurt.
Oh, and he can't stay healthy. That's another part of it too.
Yeah.
He can't stay healthy. So he goes down
I will
again.
say that before he got hurt, he was playing good football. They were 7-1 when he went down. However, like, that's why I say, like, okay, I got a good half year out of you. I'm going to tag you. Play the full year. If you give me 4,000, give me 30 touchdowns, I'll give you a contract. Because now, to me, you earned the contract extension. You earned in good faith. Okay, so year one wasn't a fluke because you came back year two. You produced again. I'm going to give you that contract.
Bro.
But the last time he did this where he had one good year, he came back and gave us some of the crappiest football.
Some of the worst
that we've ever
football we've ever seen in our lives. And it's not like with Jaden Daniels, where it's like when he's healthy, he's playing well. Like, okay, Daniel Jones can stay healthy and play terrible.
Yes.
Or he can get hurt. He can get back onto the field. Either way, you're not going to be getting the amount that you put in.
Him and Kirk Cousins, is Sam Bradford, bro. The Hall of Fame of business.
At this point, you could have gotten Cousins for cheaper, but
they're never going to go to the Hall of Fame, but they're going to be in the Hall of Fame of business.
I think that Cousins was like the godfather of how you can continue to make money off
Kirk
of 1 year
Cousins
deals.
has made I was reading the stat that he's made over $400 million in his career.
And his last deal.
And he's only won one playoff game.
His last deal, the Atlanta deal, was massive.
$100 million
payday. He doesn't even have to. He doesn't even have to.
He signed a 4-year deal with Atlanta, but only the first 2 years were guaranteed. But the first 2 years were $50 million a year.
He just retired. I have so much money that I don't need to even come back.
Like I said,
if
Kirk Cousins
itself.
is the only player to have $400 million in career earnings as a quarterback and only have one playoff win.
Sam Bradford. Daniel Jones is projection. Look, Daniel Jones one playoff win, right?
Yeah.
Last year they started out
Daniel
hot.
Jones is 1-1 in the playoffs.
Missed the playoffs completely.
That's because he got hurt, and then other players they were down the freaking. They couldn't even go to Anthony Richardson because Richardson had that freak injury in the pregame where he cracked his orbital bone.
Give up 2 firsts for Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner gets hurt. So
Sauce got
everything
hurt.
that we're saying about the Ravens, you could look at the Indianapolis Colts and say to yourself, this looks like a team that's done more wrong things than right things this offseason so far.
Yeah, I don't agree with the Daniel Jones extension at all.
You can take him and add him to the list of veteran quarterbacks that this organization has tried to use to plug in the holes, but there's just too many holes for you to fill with it.
And
when they signed Matt Ryan.
I will argue on a hill till I die that I do not agree with this contract extension. Nobody out there can point to me why it's good.
Remember when they signed Matt Ryan? Matt Ryan's gonna.
I'll be honest. I thought Matt Ryan was going to be good because at that time the Colts had a good running. They had they got JT, they had Michael Pittman, they had Mo Alley Cox, they had an actual good offensive line. But Matt was done. He was done.
Carson Wentz. This is gonna be the move to fix him. This is gonna be the move to turn things around. Carson Wentz. He's Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers.
Bro, Phillip Rivers did more than a lot of the quarterbacks in today.
He got them to the playoffs.
Phillip almost got them to the playoffs as a 43-year-old man.
They're still searching for a playoff win, though. Still, after all this time, they haven't been able to do it.
Rivers has been their best quarterback that they had post Andrew Luck.
Everything else has been more of this. Take a veteran, put him in the starting position for our team, slowly lose all
Rivers
the
is the only one to take them to the playoffs.
Like, they just lost Zaire Franklin to the Packers.
Phillip Rivers is the only one to take them to the playoffs.
They don't make the playoffs.
Carson Wentz lost the day when everybody was dressed up like a clown at the Jaguars game. Then they had the Gardner Minshew blew it on that Saturday night game where he threw an interception where if they won, they go to the playoffs.
How many stupid things does one organization have to do before you realize they might not know what they're doing? Jim Irsay didn't know what was going on. God rest his soul. He didn't know what was happening towards the end. He passes away. His daughter inherits the team, and clearly she doesn't know what was going on.
I don't know what she's.
What are you writing on the clipboard?
Stop worrying about what's going on field and start worrying about being an owner.
You got the matching hat with the dress. You're drawing little horsies on the clipboard. You're throwing your hands up with your shades, acting like you're actually doing something out there.
She should be listen. It's her team. She can do what she wants. But at the end of the day, you have no history calling plays. You have no history scouting. Like, let the coaches coach and let them do what they do.
And the beauty of it is,
who are you to tell Coach Steichen that that's not the play to run?
The beauty of it is, when this blows up in their face, which it will, she's going to fire the GM. She's going to potentially fire the head coach, and the Indianapolis Colts will be even further removed from contention, because now you got to go out and find those things all over again. And you got to give them the time to be able to fix irreparable damage that is being made right now. Because in the next 2 years, you owe Daniel Jones $50 million.
Anthony Richardson still hasn't found a trade partner. I'm shocked.
Nobody wants him. And that's another thing, too. They don't have enough assets anymore. Like, they lost trade him. They lost Zaire Franklin.
If I'm the Rams, listen, if I'm him, I'm trying to get traded to the Rams.
Who?
I'm trying to get traded to a guy who is offensive-minded and can develop a quarterback. Anthony Richardson.
Maybe it's just him, though, at some point.
Maybe I also think I think he was picked too high in the draft. He was a very raw kid with only 1 year under his belt. He needed to sit, bro, but they never did.
It's not the right place to go if you need the guy to sit when they have been trying to find a quarterback since Andrew Luck.
I get it, but
he's not the
then you shouldn't have picked a guy that was very raw on talent.
And they had no way of giving nothing.
Maybe they should have picked Bo Nix, or maybe they should have picked Tyler Shuck.
We've been sprinkling them in there, in and out. Been sprinkling them in there, talking about the connections that Robert Saleh and Brian.
The Tennessee Titans are in a better situation than the Colts, I think.
Yes, easily. There's a future.
Yeah.
There, you know what I mean?
Now it's going to be interesting because I'm waiting to see the Texans are the Texans going to do what I think they're going to do, which will be one of the biggest mistakes in franchise history, and give Stroud a contract extension.
Are they going to give him offensive lineman? Are they going to give him another?
That matters.
Are they going to give him another wide receiver? Because
maybe we need to start saying that his rookie year may have been a fluke.
I've been saying it, but nobody wanted to hear it. It didn't sound the same coming from me. But when you compare all the years to the rookie year, you're going to notice a similarity between all the other years and his rookie year.
We wrote off Bryce Young in his first year, and right now I'll take Bryce Young over C.J. Stroud.
Colts and Steelers filtering through old QBs to stay mid-tier. I think Colts are going to be below mid potentially. I think Danny's gonna come out and stink up the joint, but that's just me, bro. That's just me. The deal doesn't make sense to me. I think that they have taken themselves out of the running when it comes to the AFC South. I think that my Titans are trending up and the Colts are trending backwards. I wouldn't have had the same tune last year because last year there was a point in time where the Colts were the best team in the AFC. Too bad that you got to play out November and December still to determine who actually is the best. This team had an 8 and they blew a 7-1 lead and couldn't even make the playoffs. You know, to me, Jacksonville should be the best overall team in the South coming into this year. But whenever we say that, they don't play like it. Whenever we crown them too early, which is what I'm trying to avoid doing with some of these teams, something happens. Something goes awry with the football team.
But yeah, I'm not crowning them at all this year.
Like looking at Jacksonville.
Last year, I felt more confident for them. This year, I don't feel. I feel like Jacksonville's going to run that division again because Jacksonville still has the most complete team.
That's why I say I think they have the most complete team overall.
I think it's Jacksonville.
In the division.
The Texans, I don't know. I can't see that defense dominating it like they did last year, and the offense still playing the way they were and winning games. I think it's going to eventually hurt them.
I think Lawrence is better than Stroud at this point. I think Lawrence is consistently putting up better numbers than CJ Stroud.
Could be in second place this season.
Yeah, I mean, we could go 9-8, 8-9, make a little push. We're going to be better than we were last year. That I know for a fact. I'm not going to go as far as to say we're going to win the South because in my eyes, I feel like Jacksonville should still take that division. If you could just figure out a way to use BTJ in your offense You know, you got an opportunity with 2 young running backs, a good defense. Can't really say the Jacksonville Jaguars have done anything wrong so far.
Mm-hmm.
And you're in a division with a team like the Indianapolis Colts, who just paid the wrong quarterback a whole
9-1
lot of
top
money.
of the 8th.
Oh, yeah. USA is going to advance. Congratulations. Next time, get your calculations correct, because USA is going to have a tough matchup round 1. It looks like they're playing a Canadian team that's winning, or they're playing Puerto Rico, who's only lost once to the Canadian team. So Team USA is going to have their work cut out for them. Don't rely too hard on the analytics portion of your brain to put together a lineup, because you just got to score some runs, bro. You got, now it's 1 game elimination. You got to score runs.
Yeah, there's no line about that.
Team Italy's Vinny Pasquantino has the first. Damn, Vinny Pasquantino hit 3 home runs today.
Did you play him at all?
I parlayed him. I should have took him straight up. I parlayed Vinny P on my little $1 home run dingers, which it's so good to have baseball back for that reason. But I should have been smarter and bet him straight up, because he would have cashed for me. It's going to be okay. The Colts owner is going to be on the sideline again with her headset. Funny, because when they started losing games, she wasn't on camera anymore. She was only on camera during their winning streak. The last time I saw her was when they were out in Germany, and she was speaking German, and she bought everybody out their drinks. Next thing you know, they go on their losing skid, and she was nowhere to be seen. She tucked her tail and got off the camera. It's easy to be on camera when you're winning football games, but you know, ask DaCosta how easy it was to be on camera today after the bonehead move the Ravens made when the whole Crosby deal didn't go through. Telling you, bro.
Oh, Adam Schefter with Brandon Ayuk news. I know it says they are planning to release him, but I would like to add on that they're not planning to release him anytime soon. They essentially have no guaranteed money left on his contract, so they can hold on to him for the time being. I think they will be holding on to him to see if there's any trade value at all. Washington does make a lot of sense. He played with Daniels in college. They're very close. I'm sure Jaden would love to play a game with Brandon, but I don't get the sense the 49ers are any rush to move on from Ayuk. That's just the 49ers are terrible at negotiating too.
They were talking about Ayuk to Washington last year. And now you got Mike Evans practicing near the power plant with bad hamstrings, bro. Like, it's just head scratching to me, bro. Some of the decisions and people out there and be like, oh, you think you could do a better job than them? I don't know, bro, because like they get paid to do stupid shit, and I can give them better situations sitting here for free. Maybe I should be the one getting paid to figure some of these things out. Because these are grown adults that have been groomed and primed for these positions, and they can't seem to handle it. When the chips are down, they ain't bringing nothing to the table. She's going to control the Bluetooth in Indy's locker room. They paid Daniel Jones, and she's going to fire the GM and the coach potentially because of this. Because of what they're choosing to do as a collective. Those guys are going to be on the hot seat. When we're having the discussion of who's on the hot seat to start 2026, we're going to be talking about the head coach and the GM of the Indianapolis Colts because of the moronic decision that they made in the past couple of days to hitch their wagon to Daniel Jones on a 2-year deal when you could have just tagged them. And like my guy over here said, you either play on the tag or you don't. And guess what? We throw the rookie out there for a lot less money, and we set ourselves up for the 2027. Hell, we set ourselves up for Manning. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Imagine that, setting yourself up for another Manning to be a Colt. You think the Manning family gets in the way of that?
No, they would love him to be.
Bro, the pictures that would be taken, the articles, the video package. If it came down to the Colts and the Jets, are you kidding me? They would have loved just take the year off, bro. Instead, no. This is your big play.
Damn, everything's about Crosby.
125 million to Alec Pierce, and then throw another 100 million to Daniel Jones. Screw it. We're all in. We're all in on this. Like,
Oh, gross.
Last place in the South, bro. I'm sorry. The South is a better division this year. And I could see them being in last place based on the moves they've made. We talked about Geno Smith to the Jets. We talked about Tua to the Falcons. Aaron Jones re-signing with the Vikings. You excited about that? Because I'm not.
Jordan Mason's got to be the guy, right?
I mean, he's still. I mean, is he? How many? Like, if can you not beat a 32-year-old Aaron Jones for the job? He didn't last year.
Well, they were always going to start because how much money they paid Aaron Jones last year.
But Jones got hurt. Jones was hurt. Mason wasn't doing nothing.
And Mason got hurt too.
And that's his issue. If it's you cannot be a featured back in that situation, in that position.
I get you. I won't argue.
Jordan Mason is always going to need a somebody else. His whole career. Jordan Mason, we're past the point of thinking to ourselves, Jordan Mason is the bell cow, the Jordan Mason season. I've fed into that before. I've drafted him. I was excited for him when he was with the Niners.
I would hope.
But I think we need to accept the fact that Jordan Mason is always going to be with somebody. He's always going to have a partner, you know? There's always going to be a Jalen Warren to Jordan Mason. There's always going to be like that other guy there that's going to take carries away.
We'll see.
We'll see how many games they get out of him.
And and is Kyler Murray going to be the quarterback?
Well, no. He's talking about for the Niners.
I hope it works. It's essentially like a 1-year deal because they could get out of it.
I like it for Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it from like the statistical fantasy perspective. Like I like it for Brock Purdy.
He's got a real number one, and if he could play if he can give them 1,000 yards, it's
and he's going somewhere where he's definitely going to get the targets. There's no question about that. You know, it's just
that offense is old.
Yeah, just a little bit long in the tooth.
Like skill player wise, McCaffrey, Evans.
You're not going to get Kittle back anytime soon.
Kittle's
going to be out to November potentially, so they're a little bit long in the tooth. A lot of veterans, so it's a good situation for Brock Purdy. He's going to have options, but God forbid something happens to Mike Evans, and now you're back at square one.
Ricky Pearsall,
and
Kendrick Bourne left.
I think this hurts Ricky Pearsall more than anything, having Mike Evans there.
Where did Kendrick Bourne go to Houston, I think?
Because some of those targets are going to go away. No, I don't know where Kendrick Bourne went. But I think that some of those targets Pearsall was getting are going to end up going to Mike Evans. Mike Evans ends up getting peppered as long as
joined the Arizona Cardinals. Who's going to be the Cardinals quarterback? They're going to run it with Brissett?
Brissett and Gardner Minshew is the backup. Jacoby Brissett is staying put. So if you're a Trey McBride owner like myself, you're happy about that news because, hell, if you're a Michael Wilson owner, a Harrison, Brissett is going to throw the ball. You know that garbage time with the Cardinals can win you a week. So you add Bourne into the mix. He's going to get some targets out there. But again, another team where it's like we really don't know what they're doing, and they're drafting at the top of the draft. They're drafting at number 3. And I think that it will be very screwed up if they draft Jeremiah Love because it waters down. Kenneth Walker gets Chiefs to the goal line. Kareem Hunt. It's still a possibility, man. He's there. He's still there. Him and Brashard Smith. Jennings is Jennings a free agent? Juwan Jennings?
Yes.
Juwan Jennings hasn't gotten picked up yet.
No, he's not. That's a guy I wouldn't mind the Steelers getting.
He wants to get paid.
There's not much he can get, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You may have to settle. He's like one of the last names out there like that in that position.
Yeah. I wonder if they got like one of those things up where, they show like the best of
what's left.
Yeah.
The best of what's left.
Wide receiver free agents left. Yep, as of right now, Juwan Jennings is the highly coveted do-it-all receiver. Dobbs already got signed. Calvin Austin's still out there. Did Diami Brown get signed?
I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did. I could be wrong.
And Tyreek Hill, we all know, is still...
Let me check out good old Fantasy Pros. Health concerns. Yeah. Sucks to have that conversation attached to a player.
Jaquan Brisker is still a free agent, the safety from the Bears.
Let's see.
Yes, the Colts did mess up the market for a wide receiver too. Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, the flexes, they're cooked.
Bobby Wagner, even though he's 35 years old, wants to play another year.
It makes what? Dobbs.
Debo's still out there, but what are you going to get with him at 30 years old?
It makes Dobbs' payday, and honestly, it makes Wan'Dale Robinson's payday look a lot better in comparison.
David Njoku's still out there. He's 29.
I thought the Eagles were going to be in on
Joey Bosa, 30 years old. He's out there. 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers is still out there. Jawan Jennings. Left tackle Rasheed Walker's still out there.
Starting to get to the
and Kyler Murray's still out there. So those are the top 10 that CBS Sports says is still available for you to go get if you need somebody.
It's ugly.
The pickings are getting slim.
Yeah. Everybody has selected their dance partner, and it is 1 hour left in the dance, and you better make a move.
Yep.
Or you are just standing up on the wall watching everybody dance. And you are missing out on the action because we are getting down to the nitty-gritty of it.
Dan, so Solomon Thomas, Jermaine Johnson, and John Franklin Myers were all with the Jets.
Put an asterisk next to Rodgers. Yeah, I'm about to say, Rodgers, if he's going anywhere, you know where he's going.
So has Tua officially signed with the Falcons?
I think that was today. Everything became official today with everything that we've been hearing for the last couple of days. Everything became official. Everything. Travis Etienne. DJ Moore, Dobbs, Alec Pierce,
John
Jones.
Mechie. That's a poor John Mechie, man. That Hodgkin's lymphoma messed his career up because he was going to be a guy. I hope he bounces back big time with Carolina.
Yeah, Carolina's in a good spot right now.
They are.
Carolina's up and coming.
Jake Tonjes agreed to a new deal just before. It's a 2-year, $8 million deal for $5.5 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
Tonjes is going to be tight end one for a little bit.
2 months. 2 months worth of tight end one with a Brock Purdy that likes going to the tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Or McCaffrey. Like those checkdowns are very beneficial in that offense. Sometimes those checkdowns can get you 10 to 15 yards.
Guy toting the rock in Minnesota. He signed a $5.5 million deal, but 5 of it's guaranteed.
Jones?
Yeah.
That's so gross.
I'll be staying away from that.
So gross. I dropped Aaron Jones in Dynasty of Arms. I dropped him. So I'm good. Like, I can't imagine a Sunday where I'm going to be needing to put you in the lineup where I have Chase Brown.
So it's a
Bucky,
$68 million,
RJ,
$88 million base value, $50 million fully guaranteed at signing. $60 million guaranteed if he gets hurt. It's the largest 2-year contract ever in NFL history. Oh, that's sick.
Good. I'm happy for him. I'm happy to watch one of my division rivals completely destroy themselves. And this isn't the first time they've done something like this.
No, it is not.
It's a pattern at this point in time, no matter who's in charge.
Sidebar. How did Stanton hit?
I don't know. Yeah, he was smashing dingers today, but he can't open a bag of chips because his elbows are so messed up. I don't understand why he didn't have the surgery as soon as the season finished. And we could be having a different situation, like different conversation about Stanton now. You're going to be without him during the season at some point. And he's going to still need that surgery anyway when it could have been done. But that's another story for another day, I guess. Right now, I got some time before the Yankees upset me. We've got the Sandlot baseball draft coming.
Yes, we do.
Not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. World Baseball Classic getting into the quarterfinals this week. The tournament itself starts. We will crown a new champion. Will Japan run it back? They still have not lost in the pool.
This is just updated from Tom Pelissero. Just spoke to Kyler Murray's agent, Eric Burkhart, who tells me Murray plans to Zoom tonight and tomorrow with executives from 3 to 5 teams that potentially have a quarterback need in 2027, a chance to reintroduce himself to people he hasn't seen since 2019 draft process. In the meantime, Murray and Burkhardt are flying to Minnesota tonight and plan to meet with the Vikings on Thursday. The Cardinals still owe him $36.8 million, which is subject to offset. If all goes well, a one-year minimum would come together quickly for whatever team wants him.
He really needs to repair his image, change the narrative on him and who he is and what he can bring to the table, because the fact that he's not signed yet speaks volumes as far as the public perception of Kyler Murray. When you have organizations right now, look, think about it. Geno Smith got a job before Kyler Murray. You know? Hell, Kirk Cousins is potentially on the verge of getting a job before Kyler Murray gets signed. We talk about all the upside and everything that he brings to the table with what he can do, but I think now it's more of a question of the character, what you're bringing in. Like, what are the leadership qualities? Everybody else that they're bringing in can contribute something. You know? I agree. Look, even with Tua, we've been comparing Tua and Kyler. Tua got a job first. We're talking about Tua potentially taking the job. I'd go as far as to say it might be a little bit easier for Tua to take the job since Penix isn't going to be in the picture. Whereas Kyler's going to deal with a healthy 9 in Minnesota, and we don't know what that means, but
he should easily beat out 9.
Yeah, but if we're saying that, then he should have the job by now.
I would sign him.
You know?
I'd rather have Kyler Murray than Aaron Rodgers.
They got to secure something because they got top flight receivers out there that can go. Just bought my first tickets of the season. I'll be in the building April 17th, hopefully getting my Yankees hockey jersey. Nice. Who will they be playing that day?
Kyler's problem maturity, I feel. Talent is an issue.
And that's what's holding him back right now.
He needs to go to a team that has good culture. I'm going to keep saying that. That's going to be the word of the year for football teams, culture. If your culture is winning, you can get people to go with it. But if it's chaos...
It would have been the end of his career if he went to the Jets.
Yeah.
It would have been the end of his career because he would have unraveled on top of the whole mess that the Jets are. What up, Paul?
I don't know. I'd give Kyler Murray a chance if I was the Steelers.
I'm good. I'll take him.
I don't think it matters being short, bro. Because he should be able to, he's as tall as Tua. Tua doesn't have issues like that.
Tua has other issues.
I've watched Tua throw for 4,000 yards and 30-plus touchdowns before, so I don't think talent's an issue with Tua either.
Tua's going to have the talent in Atlanta.
Yeah,
he's
going to throw to the tight end, so Kyle Pitts' renaissance can continue.
Drake London, he's going to throw to Bijan,
Bijan's going to be treated like freaking Devin A-Chain.
It's just another guy who gets the chance to repair all the damage that was done to his image. Kind of rewrite his
Kyler
narrative.
Murray and Tua have a chance to prove naysayers wrong and prove people like, yo, we can play football. It's just the situations we are in, we're just jacked.
And for Miami, this works out for them because it's a new regime. The Packers guys went over to Miami. They took their Packers quarterback with them.
Malik Neighbors may not.
They got Willis.
Malik Willis may not be the long-term answer, but at least he gives you some type of steadiness until
they're in a good position.
Until you can decide what you're going to do in 2027.
Nobody's going to give the Dolphins shit for losing this year. It's part of the plan, They're gonna lose competitive games, and it's gonna be.
I think Tua can thrive in Atlanta. I agree.
Yeah, it's there. He has the opportunity to.
And it's not like Stefanski's a bum at calling plays.
Kyler Murray came from a school that often has QBs that get picked high, but they don't amount to nothing. Just saying. Some schools, the transition for the QBs.
Issues. One guy doesn't act his age, the other doesn't remember his age.
I think with Tua, he just had to get out of the building because he was feeding into a lot of the drama that was going on in Miami.
Yeah, I think he was
feeling some type of way about it.
I think he was upset that nobody was trying to win.
Yeah, there was really no direction. Atlanta's trying to compete. You're going to a different head coach. New
Kevin
head coach.
Stefanski's coming from a losing culture. He's not trying. He's not I don't blame all of Cleveland's problems on Kevin Stefanski. I don't.
You can't. It's organizational.
I don't-
It's like blaming the quarterback for all the Jets' problems. That would be unfair to any quarterback that ever dons the jersey. It's organizational when it comes to these teams and the issues that they inherit just by getting drafted or signed with the company.
The Falcons just won 5 games in a row to finish 8-9 at the end of the season. So,
yeah, but I guess he's a better leader than a Kyler Murray is at this point. I guess that cheesiness works in his favor when it comes to him having to command the room. And
the offensive line is good out there in Atlanta. The running back we know is all world. We know Drake London's an amazing wide receiver. We know Kyle Pitts can ball. They acquired Jahan Dotson from the Eagles. They signed him to a 2-year deal.
He's like a Rashid Shaheed type.
Yeah, and now you got
open up the field a little bit.
We've seen Dotson have success in this league. He had a 1,000-yard season his rookie year.
Yeah,
it went. He hasn't been the same since. So we know it's there. Can Stefanski unlock it?
He's taken over the Darnell
They
Mooney
brought
spot.
back the other veteran, Zacchaeus, who played with them before. Wide receiver might be an option for them in the draft too. Oh wait, no, they don't got a first-round pick. Atlanta has it.
Yep.
I mean, not Atlanta. I'm saying Atlanta. Atlanta doesn't have their pick because the Rams have it because of that trade when they moved back in last year at 18.
Rams have Atlanta's pick.
So maybe they could go. Maybe they go after Juwan Jennings to try to complete that.
Jennings would be nice for Atlanta.
Or maybe they pick up Debo. It wouldn't be that expensive.
Debo to
I still think David Njoku finds his way to Atlanta, and they have a 2 tight end system.
Shit, you guys could use Debo.
I would take Debo, but he's older.
Yeah, but
we need a guy that's going to go. We need a burner now.
Michael Pittman's older.
We need a burner.
Like you're not getting a spring chicken with him.
Well, Michael Pittman's 28. Debo's 30.
Calvin Austin could still fit the category of a burner. He's still the fastest wide receiver they have.
Yeah, well,
a little smaller size, but
I would bring him back on a low 1-year deal.
Because with you guys,
I would love Juwan Jennings.
You guys are cheaper, so if Calvin Austin can do that for less, they're going to go with Calvin Austin as the 3.
I would love Juwan Jennings.
Maybe Roman Wilson turns into something.
However, I also like the kid. I wouldn't mind drafting Concepcion, that wide receiver. He fits that mold too. There's so much going on, man. Like you have so many moves. There's so many more moves that are going to be made. We might even get a couple more trades too. A lot.
It's slowed down compared to Monday, but
yeah, Monday was action-packed, man. As soon as 12 o'clock started, like boom, we were getting hit with haymakers left and right
because everything was in place. But there's still going to be things.
Well, because everybody had that wink agreement over at.
That's why they changed the terminology
at the combine.
They're not going to call it legal.
Dude, while they were at the combine, they were looking at those kids, but they were also working on future deals.
They're not going to call it legal.
Michael Pittman's dad came out. Michael Pittman's dad came out and said that the Steelers were basically negotiating with Pittman for weeks now.
Well, Paul, I think with the Eagles,
so Pittman pretty much had a clue he was going to Pittsburgh for the last couple weeks.
I think with the Eagles, bro, you're just gonna have to wait and see and let the whole summer play out and see
I agree.
I think draft night is gonna be a big night for the Eagles. And I mean, don't be surprised. Hey, they ended up acquiring AJ Brown on a draft night. Maybe they trade AJ Brown on a draft night. Who knows? But we know for a fact that those picks are definitely going to be massive for Howie and the wheeling and dealing that he potentially wants to get done when we get to April 23rd through April 25th. I don't know if I'm totally surprised by the silence from the Birds when it came to free agency because of all the money they have invested in the current roster as is. I did think they were going to throw their name in the hat for like Isaiah Likely or Njoku, like something along those ends, but they didn't. All the talk and the conversation has been about the older linemen that may return for this one last run, the defensive pieces they lost, and the AJ Brown trade. That's been the 3 bullet points of conversation when it's come to the Philadelphia Eagles this offseason so far. The trade doesn't look like it's going to go down right now, at least. They haven't given up on it, but for now it's been tempered. And it's just a matter of how, through the draft and the rest of free agency, do they fill in the gaps that they lost with the defensive pieces that were jettisoned to other places, the Kobe Dean, Blankenship, etc.
Louis Riddick at ESPN today just now put he wouldn't throw the towel on JJ. He goes, however, if Kyler signs in Minnesota, that means JJ's time is up in Minnesota and he probably gets traded elsewhere.
If Kyler signs?
Yeah.
And then 9 gets traded? Ugh. What would that deal look like?
And today, WCW YouTube uploaded Road Warriors versus the Steiner brothers.
Trade 9 to go what? Not be a starter somewhere? I mean, I don't know what the compensation will be at this point. You want to talk about somebody whose stock dropped. I mean, I guess like the end of the year last year, the little sample size where they went on their little run and he was the quarterback. Like, okay, you guys showed heart to end the season. You know, you finished outside looking in, but you still finished with a winning record. You know, bravo to you. 9-8. And some divisions, 9-8 could win you the division. You guys, unfortunately, in the North, you're going to need at least 11 wins, which I still think is going to hold true going into this season. It's a little bit tougher for the Vikings in their division.
Is Ricky Scoops back?
And then you trade away 9 and you leave no backup plan for Kyler Murray if he gets hurt.
Damn, Ricky Scoops keeps appearing, then disappearing.
Like if they go all in on Kyler and he gets hurt again, then what?
Well, they're only going to do a 1-year deal. Kyler's getting a 1-year deal. Nobody's signing him to a long-term deal.
He's going to be there tomorrow.
And they probably sign him to the league minimum by tomorrow.
They're one Justin Jefferson request of a trade away from being nothing.
That's going to be the best wide receiver he ever played with. So, if I'm Justin Jefferson, I want Kyler Murray over 9. I'm sorry.
McConnell's a good head coach, man. Like, it's really on Kyler.
Exactly. So
like,
if
McConnell's a good head coach.
He's a great offensive mind.
Yeah.
So if anything, we need to trust the process. I can't believe I said that. You got to trust the process.
I think he survives this if it doesn't work out. Like, I think McConnell survives this season if the Vikings.
Well, because they realize they're in a crossroads right now.
Yeah, like he survives it, but I don't know.
They know it's not his fault.
I don't know as far as how much longer Justin Jefferson stays.
Pretty much the GM got blamed for JJ.
Got fired. Yeah, so he's already,
So he's pretty much absolved from JJ because of that.
Yeah.
And I believe if O'Connell got fired today, someone would hire him before the weekend's over.
Well, the way they ended the season is a credit to him. Whereas they didn't completely stink. They fought. They didn't make it, but they ended on a high note, winning streak. And you take that into
They pretty much eliminated Dallas from the playoff mix when they beat them. Nobody thought Dallas was going to lose at home to 9 on a Sunday night.
I feel like it's crazy not having a quarterback can make you look like you're in such a weird place compared to where you actually are. And I feel like that's
what it's like not to have a quarterback.
Like that's where the Vikings are right now.
It's been like that for 5 years now.
It's probably 6.
It reminds me of the 90s.
It's about to be 6 from what I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can just start Howard, take the lumps, take the pick.
I'm okay with it.
But I don't think they're not going to do it.
They're not.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They're going to hitch their wagon to a 43-year-old.
In order to lose, in order to have a losing season, Aaron has to come back and actually miss more than one game. He has to miss like 6 games. But then again, what happens if Howard comes in and plays lights out? Like, I don't know. I know my expectations are 9 or 10 wins. That's what my expectations are. Nothing more, nothing less.
They'll suck you into it like they always do every year, and then they'll disappoint you.
I mean, they really got me that year. We were 10-3 with Russ. I was like, wow. Russell's resurrected his career.
You didn't want to hear it.
At that point, we were 10-3. Russell Wilson's playing the best ball of his career since the Seattle days. I'm like, yo.
We were loving it.
And then Russ just went.
Slow burn.
Oh, it was.
Slow burn.
5-game losing streak to end the year.
Yep.
Listen, if Cordell Stewart came out to play football like now, he'd be like a first overall draft pick. He would be picked in the top 5.
Yeah, but
He wouldn't make it to the second round like we picked him back in 95.
this ain't 95, and sometimes I think the Steelers forget that.
Yeah.
It's
Ben
not 1995.
Roethlisberger's not coming through that door.
It's Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins.
Ben Roethlisberger, as old as he was those last 2 years and as ancient as he looked, was still better than what Kenny Pickett ever looked like. Mitchell Trubisky.
Pickett got a job.
Yeah, he's backing up Bryce.
Yeah, he's out in Carolina.
$4 million.
2 Gloves got a backup role behind Bryce Young.
15 in 2 years.
3
years maybe.
Bryce misses a couple games a year, so you could end up seeing 2 Gloves out there making a start.
Hell, I'd take Justin Fields back before Aaron Rodgers.
Fields over Murray too.
Ooh, that's tough. At least I've seen Murray like throw for 4,000 yards.
I'd take Justin Fields over Murray right now. Like right now, where they're both at, I would take Fields over Murray.
It's a shame because it's that what if Fields kept progressing that year because they promised the starting job. That's why you don't promise shit to people.
Yeah, it's their fault.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have said nothing.
Because there's a chance that what if Fields kept progressing?
You know what I mean? Look at the Ravens today. You got to keep your promises, dog.
Yeah.
No take backs. If you're gonna do something,
they promised Russell you were gonna
it.
get a chance to be the starter, and that's what happened. But if you go back, you've seen the progression of Justin Fields each week. He kept getting better that 2024 season.
Yeah. Well,
it is what it is.
Justin Fields ain't walking through that door.
Oh no, I wonder where he goes because the Jets got to cut him.
Fields. I would say Arizona, but it's looking like they did the Gardner Minshew thing, so they're locked on that.
Yeah.
Fields. Jacksonville doesn't have a backup that I know of that I can remember their name. Seattle. I don't know who their backup is. Just throwing organizations out there. Tampa. No idea who their backup is. I feel like
Justin Fields is still on the Jets team right now.
I feel like he can go to any of those places and do something. Because the Jets are going to run with Geno and then whoever the kid is that they got there. I think RJ has him in the dynasty team.
He will be released, but they're in no rush to release him.
That's nice. It's always good not being in a rush. Just take your time. Whenever you're ready for it, Jets, just let him go. Free that man. I hope Manning stays in school. I hope they play this out. They lose, and then when the time comes, he says, "I'm staying in school." And now, what are you going to sell the pick? Maybe. Might have to get anything back, and have the Jets now controlling the 101 and what the fair value for the 101 from New York would be.
He's only going to be a junior this year.
Yeah, he could stay.
So there's a chance he could go back for his senior year. That would be gross, huh? Did all that just to not get him at all?
And that's what you get. That is what you get. For just doing. I swear the mob has to be controlling them. I don't know what the situation is, but for them to get away with the way that they are each and every single year just bewilders me, bro. There's more to it. There's going to be a documentary that comes out years from now about the Jets and what was actually going on. Because Woody Johnson, bro, ain't no way, man. Ain't no way. Like the good thing about being the Giants is that the New York Jets are always going to take the heat off you.
It's just like Lenore Sellers. If Lenore Sellers doesn't want to come out next year, he could go back for his senior year too. That would suck for me.
That means Allard will be the top quarterback getting picked this year.
Allard, yeah. So you got
for this year.
This year is
Mendoza, then
Mendoza, Allard.
So gross.
I think Diego.
Mendoza has a shot to be great. I don't know if all the other guys have a shot at all. There's going to be more defensive
So you got
players
Fernando
drafted.
Mendoza this year, Ty Simpson, Garrett Nussmeier, Carson Beck, Drew Allard, Taylor Green, Cole Payton, and Luke Etmer.
And there's going to be a bunch of defensive players that get drafted before those guys come off the board. Defenses, there's dogs on defense coming from all the big schools.
Oof.
Hell, bro, I don't know if I told you this, but they've got Tate and Lemon in some mocks going before Jeremiah Love.
It's not. I can't argue that.
But you got to think about the team's needs. It makes sense. There's some wide receiver needy teams at the top of the draft. Shit, I'd take one of them and just run it with Spears. See what happens.
I don't know.
It's tough.
This is a weak quarterback class.
Yep, it is.
I'm glad my dad made me a Giants fan. Couldn't live being a Jets fan.
Well,
that's got to be tough. It's got to be. It's got to be.
Yeah, there's no upside.
There's no light at the end of the tunnel.
There's no break. You know, you can't enjoy the radio because as soon as you turn it on, you're getting dragged for everything that you do, and then you proceed to continue doing the stupid things. We were almost heaping praise on them for managing to get the two first.
The fan
from
base
Indy.
is so numb to the BS, they still rock Chad Pennington jerseys.
They are numb. I mean, they were rowdy day one. Like when
Cornell
they
Tate
first
to the
got
Giants
Geno,
at 5, I'll take it. Which would be good because at least you control him for 5 years.
I've been seeing that. Tate to the Giants.
Tate, Neighbors, Theo, Isaiah, Cam, Tracy.
I like Tate at 5.
That's some good skill players.
I like Tate at 5 more than you guys coughing up something for BTJ and going out of your way when everything's right in front of you as far as like getting your wide receiver in the draft.
That would be some good skill players to have.
Keep your picks because you're going to need them. They still need a lot of other things. They need corners. They're down a couple. They need a couple defensive pieces that
I agree.
That got jobs elsewhere.
No argument out of me.
So, but like you said, with them, we're going to see. Will this be the year of progression or regression for Jackson Dart? And what is that going to say about the organization in year one of the Harbaugh era?
It says a lot.
We're going to see, man. Free agency is going to keep rolling on in the next week. We're 1 week closer to the draft, 1 week closer to the MLB season getting started. I think we recapped most of the major newsworthy events from free agency frenzy because it's been a crazy couple of days.
And if you missed anything, you can always go back and rewatch the episode.
Check it out
either on Facebook or YouTube.
Let us know what you think. There's some teams that we really think are losers when all is said and done. There's teams that we think are winners. For example, the Raiders.
Cut Hyde or trade him to the Jets for an unsigned rookie. Oof.
You know, I'm excited to see what the Las Vegas Raiders do moving forward. You've got my interest. You sparked interest in me. Now, how are you going to follow this up? I went and picked up their defense. I stashed them because I believe what they're going to be able to do. And now, even more so with the fact that they haven't moved on from Crosby, which could still be a thing. But for now, he's still a Raider.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going off of. Until the Cowboys or one of those teams that we mentioned earlier decide to step up and do something spicy. Giants right now, as it sits, the favorite to win the NFC East. Hate to say it, but it is what it is. They're not my favorite. I'm not going to crown them too soon. I need some more footage.
They are who we thought they were.
I need to see this play out a little bit more here because there's a lot in my, like, to me, like when I'm looking at what teams are doing, like the G-men, as of right now, I feel like there's a very good shot for any 4 of the teams in the NFC East.
Yeah.
I don't feel as though the Eagles have that much more of a advantage right now than any of the other 3 teams within their division. It's kind of balanced out, you know, where you can look at it and say to yourself, whoever can scrape out 10 to 11 wins here takes the East. And I don't know if I'm ready to say the Giants are the team to get 10 to 11 wins coming off of year one of the Harbaugh
I
era.
think the East is still wide open. I jumped the gun last all season after all their defensive signings, and I got smacked in the face.
Don't want to make that same mistake twice. You take it in stride.
Just blitz more.
You take it in stride, and you go week by week, and now the last connecting piece to the puzzle of this offseason is NFL draft.
Yeah. About covers it up this week.
Yeah, that does it, man. You can't really add much more to it. The whole episode, 2 hours. You know, as an Eagles fan, I thought the Giants were only missing the coaching staff and 1 or 2 O-line players. We'll see if this is the staff, man.
Yeah, we're going to find out.
Matt Nagy, to me, if things go bad, they're going to look back at that and be like, we should have done better there. Especially if we're talking about the young kids' regression at quarterback, because it's tough to bounce back from that. Going into year 4, the snip snap, you know what I mean?
B-dubs for the draft again.
It's looking like it, man. It's looking like it. It's looking like the move.
Yep, because I cut YouTube. I cut to YouTube TV until September.
So we'll be chilling, watching the draft.
Just stream.
And we'll be back next week.
All right.
Barring any
sounds good to me. I hope everybody had a good day. I hope everybody gets their wish list, and I hope everybody will be satisfied with what their team does. So I am
We'll talk about it when it's all over.
Irrational. We'll see you next week.
Take it easy.